What's up, what's up? What's up, YouTube? Right now I'm driving, coming through, I think I'm coming through Ohio right now. It's starting to snow a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to do a video. Talk about where trucking is at right now and my opinion on where it's about to be in the future. In the future, I mean, like not that far out, like a couple years. And what's happening right now. So we all know the fuel prices going up crazy, right? Fuel prices going up crazy. But first I'm gonna start with parts. So right now I'm in my friend truck, right? This is a 2016 T680. So 2016 T680, right? So you see that hood mirror. So like 2 weeks ago, I had broke that mirror, and I had to search all over to get a new mirror, just because parts and everything is just backed up. They can't find, it's hard to find parts, especially for newer trucks like this. So I called like three. I was in Ohio, no, I was in Kentucky at the time. So I called like 3 or 4 stores in the area. They all was like, they have no mirrors right now. One Kenworth place was trying to say like it's only one Kenworth dealer in the whole country who got one, and that's in Oklahoma or something like that, right? So I just kept calling around. I wasn't getting no luck. So I called one. I ended up calling another one in like the last one in Louisville. And when I called them, I asked them. They said they didn't have it, and I asked them to check like any ones in the area or nearby, see if they have any. And they ended up finding me one all the way in like. I didn't say all the way, but they found me one in like Cincinnati, and I was on my way back home at the time. So I had to cut across 70 coming from Kentucky to go home. So I just went up out of the way, probably like an extra hour and a half out the way to go up to Cincinnati, and then drop back down to go home, get back on 70 to go home. But basically I ended up finding, and I think they only had like one left, and I ended up finding that mirror. That mirror was like $600 too. That's crazy. I don't know if that was the original price, but man, I said these new trucks, man, I don't know if I could ever run one of these, because man, that mirror probably cost me like $100 to $200 or something on my Classic. But anyway, so it was hard just to find that mirror. So then, mind you, last week my fuel filter got clogged, and this was what was I on my way to? I think I was on my way to Michigan. My fuel filter got clogged, and so en route I was trying to stop at the TA to get the fuel filter changed. They said they didn't have no fuel filters. It wasn't none in the area. I was calling like all the Peterbilt and Kenworth en route on where I was going, because I was just gonna keep driving, and anyone I was like coming close to, I was gonna just stop there and get a change. Because these trucks, it kind of lets you know when your fuel filter clogged on the dash. It just lights up and it tells you. So I kept calling. Nobody had them. Everybody, all the mechanics, they like, basically those are like golden right now. It's hard to find the fuel filter, the fuel water separator filter for these trucks right now. So mind you, if your fuel filter get clogged, I don't know if y'all know, or for the people who do, but once your fuel filter clogged, if it get too bad, you're not gonna be able to run the truck. You're not gonna be able to start the truck up. But luckily, because these trucks have the little dome, so what I did was I just took the whole filter out and just trashed it and just filled that whole dome up with fuel and just ran it like that. Because I don't know if y'all know, but these newer trucks, all trucks might have 2 filters, but I know these trucks, it's a pack car or whatever, So they have the dome fuel water separator filter right there, that dome lid you normally see under the hood, and then there's another one in like a black casing, like not too far of it, right, like on the engine rail, like on the by the engine mount. So that one, so it's got two filters. So because it had two filters, what I did was I took the dome lid, the dome filter off, and just ran that without no filter, because I know it still had another filter that'll help keep stuff from getting clogged and running into the engine. And I just made sure I didn't run the engine, I didn't run the fuel no lower than half a tank when I was driving, just to make sure it don't suck up none of that stuff that be at the bottom of the fuel tanks. So I had to do that, going all the way to Michigan and then all the way back home, just so I got back home and was able to find he was able to find a fuel filter for this truck. So I say all that to say, if people can't find stuff as small as filters, and I'm hearing people having hard times just finding sensors and all that stuff. If you have a note on one of these trucks, man, and you gotta let it sit because you can't find a filter or a sensor or something like that, like, you know how many people gonna be out of business just for something that small? Like, that's turning a small problem to a huge problem real quick. And what I'm hearing is a lot of people can't find a lot of parts. You know, with these newer trucks, they have a lot of sensors and stuff. So if you just can't find a little sensor that's gonna keep you off the road, like, that's like, your truck's sitting for a couple weeks or put you too much in a hole to where you can't get out, especially if you have a newer truck with big payments. And so the next thing is also, if you look on the shelves, the oil is hard. Like, oil is starting to be a little scarce too. If you go in the truck stop, them shelves used to be filled up with oil. That's not the same no more. So oil is starting to be scarce too. So all this stuff is starting to be scarce. On top of that, you got diesel all the way over $5. So I say that to say my opinion. I think that this is the time that they're gonna really try to strike with and hit with those electric trucks and electric vehicles all together. Like, I know Tesla is like hype right now that gas prices going up, because all that's gonna do is make people start thinking about electric vehicles, and it's gonna put them in play. And then once the electric vehicles, electric trucks become normalized, what you think is gonna come next? The self-driving vehicles. Like, it's gonna be right around the corner. If they get it to a point where electric vehicles and electric trucks is like the norm, like, it's not gonna be no problem for them to start squeezing in the little self-driving stuff. Like, it's gonna be, trust me, it's gonna be right around the corner. Because right now, you know, not a lot of people is big on the electric vehicles and really, you know what I'm saying, nobody not really messing with it like that. But the fastest way to get people to transition over to electric vehicles is to jack the gas prices up or diesel prices up. Because people not gonna be able to survive, or not gonna want to spend that money on gas and diesel if it's $10 a gallon and all high like that. Like, the first thing people gonna start doing is trying to transition over. So in my opinion, I think this is like, I ain't gonna say it's intentional or what they doing, but I ain't trying to be no conspiracy theorist, but I think this is like perfect storm for them to start pushing those electric vehicles, and then, like I said, eventually transition to the self-driving. So I think that stuff is a lot closer than what we think. Like, I think everything, the way this economy is, COVID, everything is like, it's kickstarting everything a lot sooner than we initially thought with this pandemic. It's like it's speeding the technology and stuff up real fast. Like, so I mean, get your money while you can, because I really don't see this, I don't know, I don't see too much of a bright future for trucking, for small companies and stuff. Because it's gonna put a lot of small companies out of business, and then that's just gonna make the big companies control stuff even more. And you know, once they got the control, it's all she wrote. They already got the control now, but know, once they really get all those small mom and pop companies out of business, it's really gonna be all she wrote. Cause they can survive times like this real easy because they got big back end, they got thousands and thousands of trucks, so they'll be alright. So I just wanted to put that out there, man. I ain't gonna keep this video too long, but future in the trucking, man. Don't look too good. I'll holler at y'all in the next video.